What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 8 of Attack on Titan. This is going to be a very interesting episode. We just got done with episode 7, where we got introduced to a new Titan, a new variant. It seems like the Aberrant, whatever it is that they've been talking about for a while, that seems to be the Aberrant. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll get confirmation on it or not. What we're definitely going to do this episode, though, is we're going to be fighting alongside that Titan that knows CQC and that has insane muscles and looks like a Calvin Klein model. Yeah, it's really funny. That's a really interesting looking Titan. It seems like it's about as in line with some of the other unique variants that we've seen, like the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan. It looks very different from your average Titan, and it even got into a fight with another Titan. It got in a fight with another Titan and murked it. Dunzo. Easy lemon squeezy. So I think we're in good hands. That seems to be like that's the biggest thing that we have going for us right now, is that Titan. It's definitely turned the tide of this rather not great looking situation, very dim looking situation. It looks like we're gonna get some more momentum. We're gonna pick some momentum up. Now we have backup from a Titan, and we have an increased sense of morale, I feel, especially for Mikasa, who she's having to deal with these emotions because she learned about the news from last episode that Eren did not make it along with the rest of the squad, except for Armin, who was the only one that survived. So she had to deal with those emotions. She had to process them, and I really liked last episode how we got a lot of character development from Mikasa. She's learning to deal with those emotions, with loss, with grief, and she's working through it. And I feel like this episode is going to be a little bit of a comeback. She's going to bounce back from that headspace forward into a new mission, which is going to be helping herself and the rest of the team get back to HQ, because right now the whole city is overrun with Titans, completely overrun. So this episode is going to be very, I think, action packed. They're probably going to scheme up some kind of plan to get into HQ and use that new Titan to their advantage. The biggest thing from last episode, I think, was the reveal of that big Titan, the new Titan. And I think too, it was cool to see a little bit more from John. It was like a small part from that last episode, but I really like how we got to see a little bit more development from his side as well, insofar as him being on the field and feeling a sort of call to arms, call to action from witnessing how tough it is on the field. He is, I think, going to change his mind and go from wanting to be one of the King's guardsmen to being like an on the field fighter, like part of the Survey Corps. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what'll happen to him. We saw Armin. He's also kind of dealing with these emotions, but I think less so. He's guilting himself a little bit, especially near the beginning when he had to tell Mikasa the news. He felt tons of guilt. He was like, why am I the person that has to tell Mikasa this? But by the end, he kind of saw Mikasa. She was acting a little bit reckless, and I think he started to gain a little bit more confidence in himself and be like, you know what? We're all dealing with it right now. We're all kind of going through it. I'm not going to try to guilt myself any more than anybody else, because he, I think, wants to really prioritize the mission. And I think he has a little bit more clarity, and Mikasa now getting back into a sense of clarity. We have everybody kind of on the same page a little bit. And yeah, this episode will be, I think it's the end of the arc, this kind of 4-episode arc, which is the Battle for Trost. In particular, this one is called Hearing the Heartbeat. So this episode 8, is called Hearing the Heartbeat. What that means, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some pretty cool stuff in this episode, and I cannot wait, man. It's gonna be good. I don't know. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. All right, we're back in action. Oh, she's gonna toss it, right? You and me both, Armin. I don't want anyone else to die. I don't think Mikasa shares the same sentiment, though. She just... Armin, your friend is insane. I'm sorry. I feel like she means that because her eyes aren't, like, dead inside, like last time. You got Connie and Mikasa. You can trust them. Oh, he still kills himself. Never mind. That Titan. Plan is to use the Titan. Yes. It almost looks Elven with the point of view. Maybe. If you... Yes. If you have a string of Titans for it to attack, it'll go there.
里コニーで倒していくんだ。
Okay.
そうすればあいつはそんな危険な真似ができるか。でも
Come on, Connie.
うまくいけば本部を襲ってる巨人たちを一網打尽にでき
That's
るかもし
right. Armin is being intelligent, because otherwise, there's no way. Feel sure
失
about that.
敗したら笑い物だな。
Who cares? Who's gonna laugh? You'll
成
die
功したら
first.
みんなが助かるよ。覚悟を決めよう。
Okay, so we're back with John.
責任ある立場になる。
He's thinking about the Royal Guard decision a lot.
違う。今なんだ。
This is the time.
巨人が少しでもあそこに集中してる。
Oh, okay.
No.
His evil conscience is coming back up. Never mind.
今だ。今のうちに本部に突っ込め。
What the hell? Yo! No! I still can't tell if that was like a good thing or a bad thing, what he just said. Like, is that... Yo, what is this guy's face? His face is an emoji. It's an emoji though. Damn. Yo, this new sign is a bot. Okay, so they're just trying to pop. John. John. Yo, we can't have somebody else die. Even if it's John. You gotta survive. Don't say that yet.
ジャン
Don't
は
say
引き
that
分け
yet.
に向いてる
I
っ
think
て
this guy's gonna die. This sounds like so heavy foreshadowing. Oh my god. John said wow.
仲間の死を利用して俺
Okay,
の
so
あい
it
つ
was a bad thing.
死んだ。
Kind of. I feel like this is what leaders have to deal with though. People will die on the battlefield.
お前らは補給の班だよな。
Oh, John is gonna be pissed at these guys. What are you doing here?
オセちゃん、こいつらだ。俺たちを見捨てやがったの。
It's not their fault though. He's taking out his own guilt on them. What?
しまった。人に
Oh.
集中し。
Oh, damn.
ミカサはどこ行ったん
John
だ。
led them all to their deaths, possibly.
こんなでけえやつには
Oh my
勝
god.
てねえってこと。
We got more insight. Yo, John's reaction's not like this, no. Also, what is up with these guys? They look like... Kaiju!
ありゃ、なんだ。
It's our new friend. Say hello
ミカサ。
to Mecha01. I don't
もうこれだ。
know what it's called.
あの巨人は
Armin is
巨人を殺しまくる貴公子だ。
Aberrant!
しかも
Okay, so
俺
it
た
is
ち
an
には
aberrant.
興味を示さない。あいつをうまいこと利用できれば俺たちはここから脱出でき
Let's go, man. Use the Titan.
巨人に助けてもらうだと。
I love this concept. A lot.
より長く暴れてもらう。
No! Watching this Titan fight is so...
それが
It fights with anger.
現実的に私たちが
派手に暴れているうちはこの建物は潰されないだろう。
Because I feel like he might not be on the same page as
Oh my.
Armored or Colossal.
あの巨人について。
Hmm.
リフトを使って中央の天井から大勢の人間を投下。
Okay.
そして7体の巨人それぞれの顔に向けて同時に発砲。
Hmm. Scatter shot. Okay.
合わせて巨人の急所に切りかかる。
Damn! This is very complex.
7人が7体の巨人を一撃で同時に仕留めるため。ごめん。
問題ないね。
誰がやっても失敗すれば全員死ぬ。リスクは同じだ。
Armin is the brains.
その力に命を救われた。
That's right.
ことがいつ
These Titans walk around like NPCs. That is a funny looking Titan. Why is his eye so big? Like, damn. That was just tense. Oh, it's a scary thing. Yo, keep calm. Relax, relax. Unless it's like a jumper Titan, in which case we're done for. Hold it. Hold it.
Yoi.
Oh, Jesus. Yo! The reactor kind of like smiling. The promise.
みんなは
Yeah. Very nice. Ooh, Sasha missed. Oh
やばい。
no. No. What's the plan? What's the plan? Okay. Bob and weave, Sasha. And Connie. Or sorry, and Annie. Of course.
怪我はない。おかげさまで。ならすぐに立つ。
I love Sasha.
全体仕留めたぞ。補給作業に移行した。
Oh, wow. Even our chipper guy
よし、これで助かる。
is like, damn, that's over.
みんなに合わせる顔が。
後でたっぷり軽蔑してやる。とにかく出すんだ。
I'll despise you all you want. Like,
俺が指揮役に向いてるとは思えね
ジャンの指示は正しかった。だから僕は飛べたし、こうして生きている。
he feels guilty about the people that didn't make it. And that won't change. But the call turned out to be a good call.
出した。一斉に出るぞ。
Alright, everybody's back up. We got our air. We got our gears. Maneuver. Wait, what's Mikasa checking out though? Yo! Save it, guys! Save it!
あいつは
The jumper! Oh, that's an aberrant too. I guess anything that doesn't just walk around is an aberrant. What? Yo. Oh my god. Yo! He's using that Titan's body as a baseball bat. What is it? It's running out of steam.
え。なんだよ一体。
Wait. Yo! Oh my god. Shit. It's Eren. Damn. Mikasa is so happy right now. She is. She's the happiest person alive right now. Damn, that's the most emotion we've seen her display, bar none, since when she was young. They gotta explain this now. Oh, damn. Man, oh man, this is intense. Armin's just like thinking. He saw Eren die.
釣れたはず
That's right.
の腕と足が一体何が
I think Armin feels a little bit happier now. Because he's not guilted at the thought of letting his friends die or anything like that.
これをエレンがやったってことか。
He did. More so than that, though, I thought John was gonna say, does that mean people aren't Titans? That's what I thought he was gonna say. I feel like that would be the next logical conclusion. If this is an aberrant, and Eren was inside of the aberrant, we're assuming that he was controlling the aberrant, or he was controlling the Titan, or he was the Titan, just transformed or something like that. That has to apply to every other Titan, though, doesn't it? The Colossal Titan might have a person inside. Same with the other one, the Armored Titan. And I think the average Titan probably has something inside of it. That's why I said, like, these have to be, like, somehow related to humans because they're just so similar. The only area where they're dissimilar is in size, but in terms of, like, visual, they're human looking. They look like humanoids. And we finally, this episode was really nice. We had a plan to, like, get into HQ. We fought against the Titans. They didn't go all perfect or all to plan, but we had Mikasa and Annie that kind of came in clutch and took care of the business to help out Sasha and Connie. So all in all, it worked. And we used this new Titan, who turned out to be Eren, to our advantage to get to HQ, to get the gas so that we could get back into a proper order and form for fighting. We're gonna get an explanation of this, I think. Some kind of explanation. Yeah, I'm curious how next episode things are gonna turn out, because now this is gonna kind of become, well, I want to say it's gonna become common knowledge, but I don't know if the government's gonna let this information get out into the masses. I feel like this would be really kind of crazy for the average person to know. Hell, even if it got widespread in the government, there might be a sort of revolt or some kind of protest in defense of Titans because of the possibility that they're like manned by humans, that they're machines, or they're operated by humans, or that the Titans are humans. So yeah, there's a lot here to unpack. Man, this is intense. Wow, this was a great episode, though. I really liked it. This was I think a nice end to the arc. And again, we got more character development for Mikasa, for Armin, a lot for John. I think this was John's episode, and it made him feel more likable a little bit as well, and it humanized him a little bit, gave him a little bit more personality as well. Him trying to deal with struggle with the problems of being a leader and having to decide between options and between decisions on the battlefield that are kind of morally ambiguous. Do you go and proceed in the face of comrades that have fallen to take advantage of that sort of distraction to save the rest of your people, or try to save them? And in his case, he made a decision, felt guilty about it, regretted it, but it turned out to be, in hindsight, a relatively good decision. So yeah, I think John is really going to go into the Survey Corps. He's going to go into the Survey Corps, and he's going to have a change of heart and a change of perspective, especially after this. I think everybody is going to have a totally different perspective now that they've actually been in the thick of it. Mind you, these guys recently graduated, like a day or two ago. That was literally a day ago. So yeah, this is their first time in the battlefield doing something against Titans. And this is also the first time in a very long time that the walls have been breached, right? So in a relatively long time. So there's a lot going on, and they're getting a lot of this experience and dealing with their emotions on the field. Yeah, this was a great episode. I think for next episode, we're going to see conversation between Eren and the rest of our group, and potentially people higher ups from the government, asking them like, hey, what happened? How did this happen? I'm theorizing maybe it has something to do with his dad, because we had that one flashback that they showed us, and I feel like they didn't show it to us for nothing, of Eren and his dad struggling in a field, in a forest, with like a syringe and a key, and it seemed like he was trying to get his dad was trying to inject him. So I don't know if maybe he gave him like a kind of transformation serum or something. That would make sense. It'd make more sense than him just suddenly kind of awakening to this latent ability or something, but that could also be it. I just wonder how the plot's gonna tie everything together, and yeah, I'm really curious to see that. But this was an insanely good episode, and we got to see more fighting too, which I always enjoy, and especially Eren's style as a Titan is crazy. He is just, and it's so funny too how it harkens back to the thing that they talked about during the training in the academy, where Eren said, well, you know what, I'm actually going to do the training because I'm going to use this CQC fighting combat later. And it turns out that he is using it in a different way, albeit, but nonetheless it paid off. The fact that he paid so much attention in the academy and everything, that turned out to be a pretty good choice. Yeah, this is a fantastic episode.